Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be doing my final thoughts on The World Ends With You, the animation. Which, for those of you who are unaware, I did showed some love for this series around the time that it started. And I've talked a little bit about how much I love the series, or the game, and how I really wanted this show to succeed. And honestly, I think it has done exactly what I wanted it to. It told the story of The World Ends With You in such a fantastic way that honestly, I can't imagine any fan who has loved this game to not be wanting more. The fact is that this took a lot of the aspects of the original game and improved on them more and more than you would have ever imagined. And honestly, like I said, it's honestly so amazing how much they were able to do with the story. And I I'm still shocked with how well they just did everything. The World Ends With You has always been an a game that really would have worked as an anime, and it has succeeded in ways that I honestly wasn't 100% certain that it would. It took the story that we already had and improved on it by adding some voice acting, adding the movement that was really necessary, and considering the fact that it's an RPG that you would expect there to be a lot of battles, they actually handled it extremely well because The World Ends With You is kind of a weird game as it is with when it comes to combat, as there are many combat encounters that are basically not important and you don't necessarily have to worry about them. And they surprisingly did it really well. Obviously, a lot of times they would be using their ultimate moves that you probably wouldn't be. Most of the time, you're not going to be using those in actual combat. But considering the fact that most of the battles that you get to see throughout the anime are those big boss fights that you would be using it for, it makes sense. But also, these ultimate moves of combining the powers of both characters is really interesting because the fact that it shows how they work as a team. And it manages to get rid of that whole idea that used to be around with a lot of, or I guess it still is around, of anime characters not working together for these fights. And on top of that, one of the things that often bothered me with the original game is that your allies didn't really do much. Occasionally you would see something from one of the others where they would pop in and do one of their attacks, but for the most part it was all on Neku to take down these enemies. But within the game, or within the show, they actually help Neku each and every single battle, working together as a team to really pull off some honestly amazing moments. I'm still just thinking about the last battle of the season, or of the series, where all four of the main characters come together, working together, using each of their signature moves to create this awesome moment where each of them gets to shine. Which, again, we don't get to see that within the original game, really. It's basically, yes, you sometimes get something, but it's so. The combat in the original game was so minimalistic that the anime just improved on each of these fights so much. Oh, it's incredible. I I wish I could go more in depth, but I really want people to go and watch this anime, because the more people who watch it and then tell people what they think of it, it's going to get more and more people to get involved with this. Both fans of the original game as well as fans that are completely new to the series. Because this isn't an anime that you need to know what happened in the game in order to understand the series whatsoever. It takes everything that you learn through the anime or through the game and explains it, in my opinion, better, because the fact that the normal cutscenes within the game, in my opinion, were just kind of garbage. Very few of the scenes would you actually get to see characters doing anything. It would basically just be characters posing while they talk, and then it's just text bubbles. No, sometimes you'll get a little bit of voice acting, but for the most part, it's just and you get the text bubbles, which, I mean, it's fine for a 3DS game, but this game made it to the Switch eventually, and honestly, I think a lot of fans would have been really excited to have actually gotten to hear the voices back when it went over to the Switch. And now that it's finally animated, hearing these characters' voices and actually hearing the emotions that each of these characters is feeling is honestly so amazing. I also do have to say that I'm a bit surprised, but also not surprised, that they still kept Shiki's actual face hidden, which was one of the big things that kind of annoyed me at first when I first played the game. But knowing the fact that they actually did a lot of really cool, they're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff with these characters continuing into into the new game. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that you would want to hide her face so that you can actually do something like what it looks like they're going to be doing in the second game. More than likely, there's going to be little hints that Shiki is one of the characters, but you're not necessarily going to know that until the reveal, which they haven't revealed in any trailers. They've revealed that Neku is going to be there, but they haven't revealed any of the other previous characters being involved with this entire game, even though many of these characters should be significantly involved. I mean, Joshua and Mr. Hanakoma, or whatever his name is, they should definitely be involved, considering the fact that one of them is something and the other one is something else. Just saying. But it remains to be seen. And with that, it also raises another question. What should we expect for the future of Square Enix animes? This is the first real Square Enix title that is that has gotten an actual anime. I mean, yes, Dragon Quest did get a movie or something, basically something on Netflix. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was basically a 3D thing. And honestly, I don't think many people actually cared about that. But this is the first game that has actually gotten a fully fledged series. And it makes you ask the question, what is next for Square to do when it comes to the anime community? Are they going to start up another series? I think that it's actually a high possibility. Series like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, specifically Lost Stranger, are really fantastic options to create an anime adaptation for these. Lost Stranger is a manga, which, as far as I'm aware, is picking up steam both here in America and over in Japan, even though it didn't start out with that much. Not to mention, Kingdom Hearts has had a manga since basically as soon as it released, and many fans who've read it have enjoyed it. In fact, I don't know a single fan who hasn't enjoyed it. I mean, nobody talks about them, but that's more due to the fact that most fans don't actually, think, oh, it's just a manga adaptation of the actual series. It doesn't really matter. It's not adding anything, so whatever. Moving on. When in actuality, it adds a whole crap ton. And I'm going to do some more Kingdom Hearts manga reviews soon. Just wait a little bit because I need to do some reading for those. But seriously, those if they took more than likely Kingdom Hearts is going to be the next one that they do, but with the information that they are gaining from what just happened with The World Ends With You animation, I think it's going to signify to the creators that we want anime adaptations of these amazing series. And as such, I think they're going to start doing that. Starting off with Kingdom Hearts. Just testing the waters by taking, I don't know, maybe Key or back cover, one of the Union Cross things. Maybe they'll animate that, or maybe they'll animate Birth by Sleep, or maybe they'll even animate Kingdom Hearts 1 into an entire anime. It remains to be seen exactly what they're going to do moving forward if they're going to animate any of Kingdom Hearts, but those are some good options. Starting from the beginning, or starting from the beginning that the series had. Any of those options would work fantastically and would get new fans into the series and would bring them over into the main group. Especially considering the fact that 2022 is a big year for Kingdom Hearts. If they're going to do anything anime related, that's the year to do it. By listening to what the fans are saying about The World Ends With You, it's going to allow the creators of Kingdom Hearts as well as Final Fantasy to actually start thinking, do we actually want to make these into fully fledged animes so that fans can enjoy them and maybe get involved with other medias? That is what I'm hoping will happen now that The World Ends With You anime is over. And unfortunately, though, I don't know what's going to happen. The fact is that many Kingdom Hearts fans, well, many World Ends With You fans, basically any fans that you're thinking of, many of them are kind of skipping over this. It's an anime adaptation of a game that many fans have already played. Is it going to add much? I don't know. Should we watch it? Maybe. And it's going to be hard to get new fans to get the older fans to go and watch it. And the new fans are going to be looking at it, hearing that it's an anime adaptation of a game, and they're going to wonder, should we play the game or should we watch the show? And the fact is that I personally think that you should do both if you haven't yet, because it really delves into this stuff, and you really get to see a lot of really cool moments in both series, both the series and the game. And having both is going to be so good moving forward. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. If you have any thoughts or theories about this, then please leave them down in the comments below. Or if it's about anything else that I talk about on this channel, please leave them down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in a comment. And of course, if you guys do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways that you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!